Hello everyone, it's just a dad. So what is the #1 upgrade that I recommend for the MOVA P10 Pro, the Dreame L40, also the Dreame L10s? It's change out the brush roller to the Tricut brush. Now in this video, I'm going to show you, I take the Tricut brush apart. Originally, I didn't think there was a whole lot going on in this thing, but wow, is it amazing. So if you struggle with long hair on carpet, from dogs, or say somebody has long hair in the house and it's on the carpet, and sometimes your brush roller, it gets wound up on it and kind of makes a mess and you got to cut it off. Well, the Tricut brush, which is made by MOVA and Dreame, and there's also a generic one, which I'm going to link to. These things are about 50 bucks. The generic one's $22, and it actually looks the same, and I think it's going to do a pretty good job. But anyway, again, best upgrade, MOVA P10 Pro, Dreame L40. It's also going to be available. It also fits the Dreame L10s, which I highly take that standard brush roller out and put this in. It also fits the L10s Pro Heat, the MOVA E40, Dreame L10s Gen 2, the Dreame L40s CE. It fits the original Dreame L40, and the L40s AE comes with the Tricut brush. Some Dreame and MOVA products have the dual brush roller design. It's not meant for those. Those have their own way of managing long hair. And again, the best place to find these upgrades is at my website, justadadapproved.com. There'll be a section called maintenance and best upgrades. I do purchase these products with my own money. That way I can give you my honest review. And honestly, even at $50, which is like the actual one from Dreame or MOVA, it's worth it. And I've used this on my MOVA P10 Pro for over 9 months now. I haven't had any problems with it. Just don't get it wet. And you're going to see in this video, how does this exactly work? I had no idea, but I took the screws apart and we're going to see. So have you ever wondered what the Tricut brush looks like inside? I've never really understood how it works, but I know when this thing turns, like when the brush turns, this is being held. So there is like a scissor action inside there. There's a knife. And I bought a generic one, which I'll put a link to this one. It's actually, I've been comparing it to the one from MOVA and Dreame, and it actually looks the same. So maybe we can save money. It's about half the price. But anyway, I took the end screws out here. So you can take those out. That comes out. This is meant to be worked on a little bit. So when you first get it, here's what you pulled. This is meant to come off. This one, and then you can pull. These are meant to be replaced. Now, you're not supposed to get this wet because it is metal, like a metal knife, but these are just meant to slide in and out and be replaced. So, but I was more curious about what's going on with this knife. And so I took this out, and you'll see when this turns, there's a shaft that turns. And if we look down in there, I could see, I took the screws out on both sides. Very easy to work on, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it back together or not, so. I was so curious about this because it just doesn't, it's not obvious what it does. So we're going to find out exactly. Ooh, okay, here it is. Oh, wow. It's super complicated inside there. There's a lot going on. Okay, so this piece comes off. It's like a brass bearing. And then we can take this out. But I'm going to use this as my shaft. We're going to put it in there. I just want to simulate. Yeah, it goes in. It'll only go one way. So line it up. Oh. Oh. It's hard to see. It's a screw. So this white thing is moving. And there's some grease. So this must be the movement point. There's some grease right there. And I think this is attached to the white point. I'll have to take it more apart. But that's what, this is sliding back and forth. So this continuously moves. Let's just see what happens. Yeah. So as this is moving, this slides back and forth. Not very much, but hopefully that's enough to cut hair. I'm trying to see, what's actually moving. Okay. So there, I can tell there is some cutters moving. Again, you shouldn't have to take this apart like I am. And I'm not going to take it much farther apart. But this white thing is attached. I think these cutters. So one cutter's like stationary and one moves. Yeah. And it's actually, yeah, I verified it. So it is, so we can see there's this cutter moves. This is the stationary one. This stays stationary, but this one moves ever so slightly back and forth to give a scissor. So the hairs go down in these grooves, and then they actually get cut. I was not expecting there to be this much going on in this. So when you look at this, it feels kind of heavy, and I thought maybe there was just a sharp knife there that the hairs just got cut, but no, there's actually a scissor action, which we really can't tell. Okay, I put it on my drill, the shaft, and now you can see. That's probably about how fast it's going in your robot. I don't think that brush turns super fast, but now we can see this is a very intelligent. I've had nothing but success with the Tricut brush. I've had it on my MOVA P10 Pro, the L40. This looks like just a counterweight. It fell out. I'm not sure what it's doing. I don't know a lot what that's doing. Maybe it's just a big bearing, but there's where all the action is. It does cut it. It is cutting it, yeah. Has to get down in those teeth. But it does cut it eventually. Yeah, I mean, wow. And so as we all know, this brush, well, you may not know, but this is what comes standard on like the X40, MOVA P10 Pro, the Dreame L40 and that. This brush is like a standard brush. It gets hair wrap. They wrap around here, but the Tricut brush is meant just as a drop-in replacement. So you simply just put it in after you slide those on. And see, that sits down in there. So now when the brush rolls, turns, that's going to simulate what I was doing. That's going to simulate that shaft turning. And here's the kit. Well, this is the kit from Dreame. It comes with extra brushes that I guess, you know, these could wear out. But again, these are meant to be replaced. But don't get this. I see why now you don't get that wet. That's a very intricate part, and I can see why now it does cost $50. Here's the name of the brand. KTN8. This is the generic one. That's the one you saw me take apart, and it's 23 bucks. The one from MOVA and Dreame, which come in a box like this, you do get extra little side brushes, which is kind of nice. They're $50. I have seen them on sale for $40. Sometimes they're on sale for more, but I will put links to all of this. This is the #1 upgrade for the MOVA P10 Pro. It fits. And it fits the Dreame L40 and the L40 Gen 2. It fits the MOVA P10 Pro Gen 2. Yeah, it fits lots of robots. I think, yeah, it'll even fit the original Dreame L10s. has that like standard brush roller. Best upgrade you can do for those, the L40s AE. Yes, but it comes with the Tricut brush, that's right. The original L40, it'll fit that. The CE, it'll fit. The Dreame L10s Gen 2, it'll fit. And the MOVA E40, it'll fit. And the L10s Pro Heat, it'll fit. The Dreame D20 comes with the new style, that dual brush roller. This is supposed to help with long hair management. It does an okay job. So I'm at the studio today and I was just way too curious. I bought about 3 Tricut brushes because I gotta install those in my new robots for future testing on the L40 Gen 2 and the MOVA P10 Pro, because those standard brushes just aren't gonna cut it at my house. But so I bought a generic one. I thought this thing's just gonna be junk. Man, was I blown away by that generic one. So check out my website. That's gonna be the best place to find these products, justadadapproved.com. And there'll be a site for maintenance. That website's getting completely redesigned. It's gonna be there to help you in the future. So the theory behind what I'm doing is, if a robot that I highly recommend, which gets the Just a Dad sticker seal of approval, that website will be your go-to place. There'll be there'll be YouTube videos, but there'll be links to those. It'll always have the how to set up, how to maintain, and the review. And then I'm gonna have a very simplified scoring system so look for all that coming. But wow, the Tricut brush has a lot going on. That was fun. I'm glad I did that. And I thought, man, I gotta get the camera out just in case this thing's really cool. And it ended up being really cool. So again, thanks everybody. justadadapproved.com. I'm home of the honest review and I want to help you get the best robot for the best price.